Good morning. John 10:27. My sheep hear my voice. They know me and they follow me. So this is so true. God knows you more than anyone. He knows you more than yourself. He knows you more than your spouse. He knows you more than your kids, your best friend, anybody in the world. He knows you more. I'm going to just share something really quick. I had to do it on here because I needed more time. I don't need a lot, but more than 90 seconds. So I have a lot of problems going on. My main complaint with my health is that I have not been able to sing. I've not been able to lead worship or sing worship or even worship in my own house. And that is a big thing to me. I can worship in other ways and read the word and talk to the Lord and everything, but being able to sing is like just so special to me. And it's the way that I just feel the Lord so close to me when I sing to him and praise. And I have not been able to do that at church for like a year, I think. And at home, I haven't been able to do that really at all because of the extreme pain that I get during and after singing. So with fibromyalgia, it's a very muscular issue on top of neurological. I have B12 deficiency, which also is nerve related, big time. And with other issues in my neck that I now know that I have, I'm able to hopefully get back to this. So I'm going to keep this short so I'm not on here all day. I just wanted to tell you that you're going to hear a lot of opinions, especially when you're asking questions on things. So I've been to many doctors, and I'm talking all kinds of specialists and everything. I had to ask for an MRI because they said it wasn't necessary, but I asked for it. This was about a year ago. Since then, I was told it's normal, wear and tear, it's age, this is common, it's just your fibro causing you all this, right? So slowly I'm getting worse. The pain is worse. Nothing's really helping it or touching it. Everything's aggravating it. I can't do anything that involves basically the use of my arms for more than a couple of minutes, and then it triggers pain, even holding the phone right now. Long story short, I kept pushing, okay? And the reason I did is because, and I hear mixed reviews online. I have people sending me titles of books, The Spiritual Root of Illness, and Eat More Greens, and do this and do that. It's this, it's that, it's whatever. But the thing is that, you know, I'll listen to those things, but the voice that I hear the loudest is God, okay? So when I hear that, I have to go with it. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what it goes against, or as far as like medically, if it makes any sense. So he kept saying, it's your neck, so loudly, okay? Not an audible voice, but when you hear God, you know what it is, okay? So I said, all right, Lord, I'm going to be obedient to you. You say it's my neck. They're saying it's nothing. I'm going to keep pushing. So I went to an orthopedic. He agreed doing surgery would help. I went again to second opinion for him. He said it would help. He's like, you don't have to do it, but it'll help you. Then my neurologist decided to take a look. He says, oh no, it's all your fibro. It's definitely not from your neck, and it's not going to help you. The surgery is not going to help you. So then I'm like, Lord, you keep saying it's my neck, so I'm going to keep pushing. So I ended up talking to my primary, and then they ended up, I didn't even ask for it. They sent me a referral to a neurosurgeon. And I thought, wow, this is kind of extreme. But I went anyway. The Lord said, okay, you know, it's your neck. So I went and met the neurosurgeon. He's like, you could use surgery, but definitely do anything you can to avoid it right now. Because if you do the surgery, it could make the other levels of your neck much worse and deteriorate much faster than they are right now. I'm 43 years old, okay? And he said, your neck is like the neck of a 50-year-old because of your occupation. I've been doing hair for over 20 years. I waited tables, hands above my head with like, you know, tons of dishes and stuff on top of that. And then in addition to that, I had multiple hit and runs within a 6-week period from behind, and I had whiplash many times. So all of that did not work for me. But he introduced me to something that no one has ever done. And he said that, and he went over everything in great detail. He said, this is why you feel this. This is why it's causing pain. This is what's going on. He said it is at a level that's even worse than what they did say it was. But he's explaining to me how the fibro makes it flare and how the nerves and the muscles work together and how it's definitely related to your neck. He asked me about my lifestyle and I said, well, I can't sing anymore. He says, you know, how come no one's asked you about that? Because if you do get surgery, you would need an ENT in the room, a special monitoring for your nerves because it could mess with your voice box, which could change your voice. So these are things that mean a lot to me, and I believe, and I know that you're going to see more of it, whether you're looking to hear from me or not. I'm going to share more singing because I know that the reason he brought this to my attention is because he wants me to sing. He wants me to share. He wants me to have that bond and connection that I've been missing. You know, at first I was really angry at the enemy, and I'm like, you know, I can't even sing anymore. I can't do this and I can't do that. And I thought to myself, just the other day, a song came to me and I'm like, okay, Lord, you know, you say it's my neck. And there's issues there and you're going to help me so that I can sing again. And I just, you know, took a step of faith. I'm like, I'm just going to sing a little bit. So I've been singing a little bit each day. It is causing me a little pain, not as bad as normal because I'm not belting or going all out or anything. But what this doctor is going to do is he's sending me to a pain specialist. It's anesthesiologist, which is going to be able to put in an epidural steroid into the area where it's going to open up where my spinal I guess like the spine and like I have bone spurs, I have arthritis, I have bulging disc, at many levels in my cervical spine. Okay, so all of that together, especially when I move a certain way, is smushing and crushing everything, so the flow is not coming through. So it sends like a ton of pain and all kinds of crazy symptoms down my whole left side. I drop things, I could limp, I could lose feeling for sure, pins and needles, all kinds of crazy stuff. If I turn my head a certain way when I'm sleeping and I get out of bed, I can't really feel my feet for the first 10-15 minutes of the day. So what happens is he's like, the fibromyalgia senses that and then just basically throws a fire on it, and it's like extreme. And no matter what you do, you're going to feel it. So what I'm believing is going to happen is I'm going to get this epidural in there, and that is going to calm that down. So when the fibro decides, hey, I'm going to go, you know, start a party of pain, it's going to be much less, and I'm going to be able to handle it more, and I'm going to be able to sing again. And I'm going to get back to worship and be used by God, because that is my ultimate purpose. So long story short, when you reach out for opinions for people, because people can be very helpful, please do not use that as your sole go for information and that is the end of all things, because I would be left in this position of constantly treating the fibro, which is not treating the other cause of the pain, which is making the fibro flare up this issue. Also, it's not a spiritual root. My roots are in Christ. My heart is healed. I have no bitterness, no anger. I am so free. I can't even tell you, like, God is so amazing. So when I first got sick, I was praying for healing. I'm like, Lord, you know what I have. Like, nobody can figure it out. You know what it is. Just show me and tell me. And during that process, like, he brought up things that I never knew I needed to deal with in my heart, in my mind and all of that. And like, before I even started to feel better, and I'm still dealing with illness. I'm not fully healed physically. I got a lot going on. But the thing is that, my mind has never been more clear, and my heart has never been more full and free, and my spirit is like high on life. And for all that I deal with, I could literally be someone that would just end it all. I mean, it is a hard stinking life to live with. I could cry, and I'm not going to do that. But it is so difficult. It is so difficult. And I thank God every day for like my vision. I can see, and I can walk still, and I can hear, and all these things that I can do. when I start to think like how hard it is. But it's not easy. You know, you wake up one day and the things that you could do at 100 miles an hour, and suddenly you can't do any of it, and you have like 100 symptoms a day and you don't know what's going on. It's a scary place. I'm born again Christian and I'm saved and I had God, and I was scared. And there were days where I just was like, I can't do this. I can't do it anymore. You know, and I'd lose my mind for a day and cry it all out and be deep, deep, deep down in the dumps, and the Lord would pick me up and I'd move on. And I had to make that choice to push through because, you know, spiritually, the enemy is against you and he wants to keep you down. Mentally, your mind can only handle so much sometimes, and you got to rely on the Lord. You got to push in, press through, read the word, give him your heart. And sometimes you don't even know what to say. Sometimes, like, I'm so tired physically from being so sick, and I look okay right now. Every day is a different day. If you have all these things, you know, that I'm like, God, I don't even have the words. I don't have the breath, but I love you. And I'll just sit there and I'll just sit in peace, and I'll just listen in the quiet for whatever he wants to tell me or show me or lead me to. And that was some advice I got from an amazing pastor of mine. He said, if you've never tried it, instead of constantly talking to God, just sit quietly for a couple of minutes and see what he has to say, and then communicate, because it's a relationship. It's not just a one-way street or whatever. So, yes, our God is an awesome God. Good morning to everyone. This turned into something different. I was just going to share a little bit, but anyway, God is amazing. The reason that I do anything that I do when I share things is because of the strength and the mental clarity and the heart, my heart being full and my spirit being led by God. I'm able to do what I'm doing. Without it, like the real me before Christ, I would be on here. I'd be bitter. I'd be negative. I'd be cursing. I would be definitely chewing somebody out that had something stupid to say about my illness or me. I don't know. I've learned to be slow to speak, short to anger. I am not perfect. I get it wrong a lot, but the Lord says to do that. Be slow to speak and short to anger. And because there's power in death in the tongue, right? So you could speak death, you could speak truth and love and kindness, or you could really tear someone up. And you can't take that back. You can ask forgiveness, you can be forgiven, but you can't erase what you said. So, long story short, God is good. If you are seeking anything, even if it's something professional and your doctor is like, no, it is not that. And the Lord is saying boldly to you, and you know without a doubt, like he's saying it's this, it's that, it's whatever it is. For me, I got another one. So they said, your B12 is fine. Your B12 is fine. Meanwhile, I have pins and needles, nausea, numbing and tingling, dizziness, vertigo, blurry vision, double vision, eye pain, pain all over my body. I cannot sleep. I had so much fatigue, I could barely walk across the room, heart palpitations and shortness of breath. And they said, you have anxiety. So I pushed for it and I said, can you please check my B12? Well, my B12 was always in the low 300s. That's a normal range. Well, it's not for everyone. So I ended up, I was already taking 3 times the oral dose, and it was not moving. And I asked my doctor to check some things out. And they're like, we think, you may be deficient where you're not absorbing it in the gut. So what I did is, I said, can you please give me a shot and let's see if it moves? Well, that went from the 300, actually it had dropped before that, by the way. It went like into the low 200s. And then I was really, really sick. I was actually throwing up, getting bad headaches and everything. And they agreed, we'll try the B12. Well, they did the B12 every week for a month and every 2 weeks. it brought it up immediately to 500. Then it kept it in the 700 range. As soon as they dropped it, it went all the way back down. So now I get them every 2 weeks, and all of those 12 symptoms are controlled. Plus, B12 is very crucial to your nerve health, your vision, your overall brain fog, and all this kind of stuff. So if I just went on with plain anxiety, I could be really falling apart. So push and push and push for answers. If anything, God has made me bold, okay, for myself and for anyone's health. So fight for what you need. And again, I had posted a video a while back. I had to actually, another doctor was like, oh, it's too high, it's dangerous. I had to go back to my primary and have them take over the situation. And I was super sick because I was without it and got what I needed and much better. So that is that. That's all I wanted to share. Hope everyone is having a good day. Bottom line, reach out to your creator because he's there for you. Love you guys.